The Telkom Netball League makes its annual return with the Sun City Super Bowl in the Northwest set to host the first Power Week later this month. And it will be an extended edition of the competition this year, with the Spar Baby Proteas, South Africa's under-21 side, also taking part in the competition alongside the Gems of Zimbabwe, who have been handed an invitational spot in the competition. Now, the tournament will start with 2 weeks between the 26th of April and the 4th of May, before returning for a second Power Week between the 13th and the 17th of June, and then concluding on another edition between the 14th and the 20th. I'm now joined in studio by Netball South Africa President Ms. Cecilia Molokwane to share a bit more on their plans then ahead of the new season 2025 upon us. Madam President, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us here on the AM Report. A new season, one that features 18 teams. But the big question that many are asking is, do we need 18 teams in the Telkom Netball League?
Good morning. We need more than 18 teams in the Telkom Netball League if we want to be fair to everybody and if you want to accommodate everybody. 18 teams this year because it's simple. The baby Spar Proteas are playing and Zimbabwe have asked us. We did not even ask them. They just wrote to us to say they want to be part because they cannot wait for the Africa Cup to play, and that's the only thing they'll be playing for the year. So their players will be rusted because they don't have a league like ours. So they want to come here, play the league, maybe learn from the league, and then maybe do something like that because they've got a new sponsor now. Then they want to learn from that and see what they can do. So to me, 18 teams, 9 provinces, we will be doing justice to everybody. And then maybe we stop there, not even maybe we stop there. But if we have invitational teams like maybe the Spar Proteas going to the Commonwealth Games, or you've got the under-21s now going to Gibraltar, we will add them in the Telkom Netball League, because at the end of the day, it's about giving them game time and court time.
Are you not concerned, though, that might dilute the quality of the netball that we are going to see? Because it's quite important to give people an opportunity to participate, but how do you then maintain the intensity and ensure that it doesn't dilute then the value? Because those teams will not be playing to win anything. They'll be playing to prepare for those competitions, as you mentioned.
We are not diluting anything. They are going to a World Cup, and you are going to play as though you are at the World Cup. There's no way that you're going to come there and play as though you are an add-on. There's nothing like an add-on. It's a competition. Never mind, even if they can be #1 on the log, they are not going to get medals. But at the end of the day, they would have competed in this competition. Zimbabwe also wants to compete. I mean, who wants a national team to be beaten by a provincial team? Nobody would want that. So it will be an intense competition. Andy, the Telkom Netball Leagues, every year the standard goes up. And this year, it's no different. We're expecting, especially I was saying yesterday at the launch to say, you have the Jaguars have won it before. The Crinums are saying, we want to retain the title. We've won it 4 times. The Jaguars were saying we won it 5 times. And then you have now, 6 times the Jaguars. And then now you have the Fireballs who said, we have knocked on the door. We've won it before. And the thing says we've been knocking on this door for a very long time. So to me, it's a competition that it's going to be very exciting, especially that the Spar Proteas that are in the country are playing in those teams.
So the other point that was mentioned yesterday, of course, with the launch is that it will be traveling, going to various provinces, starting in the Northwest, where the opening weekend will be at the Sun City Super Bowl. Why Sun City? And I suppose the bigger question is, how far are we with that netball venue?
Sun City, because we said we are taking netball back to the people. That was my hashtag when I came in as the president of Netball South Africa, to say we cannot want to own the sport when the sport belongs to the people. That's why we are taking it to the people. I mean, Northwest wants to see their people playing there. And why did we use Sun City when it was COVID and when we wanted a closed area to say this is where we want to be? But now when we are not under COVID, now we don't want to use Sun City anymore. I mean, we've been there. We have experienced Sun City. We know what they can offer, and we know what Super Bowl can offer for us. So that's why we said, let's go back there, because at the end of the day, we need an indoor, and indoors are not coming cheap in this country. I mean, you know how many millions we paid for the City ICC to host the World Cup. I mean, those millions are scary. If I say them on TV, they're very scary, that we paid there. And now you come and say where we should host. We went to Ellis Park, last year, because we wanted an indoor, because we cannot play play such kind of games on an outdoor basis, like we play the Spa Champs. And then the arena, and the minister talked about it last week when I was with him.
Yeah.
He said, the president said to him, how far are you with it? And then we have showed him what we have done, and we're going to have that meeting very soon, because he said I must liaise with his office for that meeting to happen as soon as yesterday.
So has there been any progress report then in that regard? Yes, you've been in conversations with the minister. How far are they saying the project is?
As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, Gauteng has identified a land for the arena to be built there, and then after that, you know, the most important thing, we can talk about the arena, but where's the land?
Yeah.
I always say, get the land first, and then after you get the land, let's talk about the infrastructure itself. So the land is there. Us is to finalize the issue of the land, and then we start talking now nicely to say, this is the infrastructure, but we have done the feasibility study, as you know. We know what we want, we know how we want it, and what will work for netball people in this country and in this continent.
But there was an existing agreement then with the Gauteng provincial government. You mentioned Ellis Park, which was the host last year for majority of the netball events. What happened to that agreement that would have necessitated the move? Because at the time, it seemed like that would be a home, a host for future events in netball. Did that change, or was that always the plan then to use that for 1 year and then move to other venues?
Nothing changed. We are still going to Ellis Park. We're playing the Spa Champs there. The Spa International, series is going there. So there's a lot of things that are still going there. But we felt, Gauteng is not the only province that plays netball. We need other provinces to also experience that people playing netball. Remember, we've got 9 provinces, 52 districts, so we have to accommodate everybody that's there. However, Gauteng is still where we want to be, and they've accepted us. And we are getting used to Gauteng, because, as I said, the arena will be built in Gauteng.
All right, let's shift our focus then to the baby Proteas. Of course, this is also going to be a big one for the SA Under-21 team as they prepare for the Youth World Cup. Fortunately, we're not able to go to the previous one due to COVID-19, so they've had to sort of rejig now in preparations. How far are those preparations, and why did you as a federation feel it was important for them to participate in this TNL?
Very important, because, they've not played for a very long time. And you know that because of COVID, they couldn't go to the previous World Cup. Fiji couldn't host that. And then now we are sitting with a situation where we even took them to Jamaica when we did the Jamaican tour with the Spa Proteas. We felt they need game time, and there's nothing preparing a team like being on court and the coaches realizing the gaps that they have in the team and how they should close the gaps. And we felt it's very important that we give them game time and court time. By the way, there's a difference between game time and court time. So we felt that it's very important for us to give them that. And we can only do it at TNL, because those are the best teams in the provinces that are participating there, and where else than in the A section, because we want them to have that intensity, to play those games that are tough for them, and to prepare them also mentally, because they're not just going to play any teams. Yes, they went to Jamaica 3-0, but we are going to play against Australia. We've got an Australian Institute of Sport, which we don't have as Netball South Africa. We're going to New Zealand, which we know that most of New Zealand under-21s make the silver fence very fast. We're going to Australia the same. We're going to England. England is doing the same. So we are saying we know that we're going to play the 3 giants. And when we are going to play them, we want to at least end up with the semi-finals. The last one we played, it was horrible. We need to talk about it the way it is. We ended up number 7, and we don't want to end up number 7. We are not used to number 7. It's even itchy on my body when I talk about it. Because at least it's about, number 5, 4, we're going there. And then I believe that these baby Proteas, they're so hungry. I've seen them play, and I know that they'll make the difference.
Well, we're looking forward to it, of course. So that's going to be getting underway a bit later on this month, from the 26th of April at the Sun City Super Bowl. That is the Telkom Netball League that is expanded to 18 teams.